Good afternoon, students. In the last video, I have explained about the characteristics of online computer system. The next concept is factors to be considered by the auditor in case of CAT. So here the CAT is the computer assisted audit technique. So what are the factors that should be considered by the auditor in order to use the CAT or in order to apply CAT? So the first one is that the ability of sufficient in knowledge and expertise. So it is essential that the members of the audit team. So the in the audit team means it consists of various auditors that are those are the members of the audit team. They should have the sufficient knowledge and experience in order to plan, execute, and use the CAT, that is computer assisted audit techniques. If they don't have the knowledge and if they don't know to use that, then it is waste. So they should have the audit team, they should have the knowledge, then experience, and they should have the experience that how to plan, execute, and how to use the CAT. Then it is very easy. So the next one is the availability of computer assisted audit techniques and suitable computer facility and data in suitable format. So the auditor may plan to use the other computer facilities when the use of computer assisted audit techniques on an entity computer is uneconomic or impractical. So if they can't, if they are not, if they are unable to use the computer assisted audit techniques, so they should have backup, like they can plan to use some other computer facilities when they can't adopt this computer assisted audit techniques. Maybe for example, because of an incompatibility between the audit package program and entities computers, some package programs will not support some computer system. So if the company's computer systems are not supporting this CAT, at that time the auditor cannot use the CAT. So in such situation they can use some other computer facilities in order to do the audit work. The next one is impractically of manual test due to the lack of evidence. So some audit procedures may not be possible to perform manually because they rely on complex processing, or it involves amount of the data that would over when any manual procedure. So it is impractical. So some audit procedures may not be possible to perform manually. So because they rely on the complex, it is because it is very complex. In such situation they can do some other thing. The next one is the impact of effectiveness and efficiency in extracting data. So it includes selection of samples, applying analytical procedure, time involved in application of the computer assisted audit techniques. So here impact of effectiveness and efficiency in extracting data. So they while extracting the data there should be an impact of effectiveness and efficiency, and it should includes what is that effectiveness and efficiency. It means it includes the selection of samples, then applying the analytical procedure, so all these things. Next one is the time constraint of certain data. So time constraint is a certain of certain data, such as transaction details are often kept for short time and may not be available in the machine readable form by time auditor wants them. So here some of the transaction they are kept only for the short time, and when the auditors want them, at that time it is not available in the machine readable form. So thus the auditor will need to make arrangement for retention of data required, or may need to alter the timing of work that requires of such data. So if the auditor wants that data, they need to make arrangement for that, because the data, some of the data they will be available only for the short time, and when the auditor needs them, that time it will not be available in the machine readable form. So in such situation, the auditor need to make arrangement for the retention of the data that are required for them in order to do the auditing, and they may need to alter the timings and everything. So that is about the factors to be considered by the auditor in case of CAT. The last concept is that the control to be reviewed by the auditor, that is the review of internal control system. So internal control system should be reviewed by the auditor before starting the audit. So first one is reviewing the system of accounting entries, whether recorded as per accounting standard or not. So auditor has to review that the system of accounting, the every business has to follow the accounting standard, and as per that they have to maintain the books of accounts. So he has to check that all the accounting entries are according to the accounting standard or not. Then to frame audit programs according to the present circumstances. Then he has to frame that the audit programs according to the present circumstances. Then he has to see that is there any frauds, errors or mistakes that are likely to be located or not. Then to review existence of internal audit program and to check the efficiency of internal control system. He has to say review that is there any internal audit program or internal check system is there, or there is the efficiency of internal control system in the business. So the auditor has to see that. Next, to review the reliability of reports, records and certificate as presented by the management. So he has to see that the reports, records or the certificate that are presented by the management, whether they are reliable or not. Then to check if there is any possibility of improvement in existing internal control system. If there is any lack in the internal control system, then he can inform the management for the further improvement of the existing internal control system. So all these are the control to be reviewed by the auditor. So with that I have completed the 6th chapter of auditing, that is audit under computerized information system. Thank you.